like it was horrible. So that's why that's why I've been frustrated. Sorry, my camera hasn't been on. I was cleaning that up. So, well, let's see. Let me let everybody in. All right, we're streaming. It is live, but I'm waiting for it to like do the weird echo thing. Perfect. All right, so okay, and Axel's freaking out. 1 second. Okay, all right. So what's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. We're 12 days into the month. We got about 3 weeks, a little over, I think a little over 3 weeks left of the month for like the Primerica month. So sorry, 4 weeks, a little over 4 weeks, I believe. So anyway, guys, we are on pace to blow out last month for recruiting. We did 52 last month. We're at 20 currently. And a whole bunch of us have recently started a 90-day run. So I'm expecting that number is just going to get blown out of the water. But guys, I'm going to be real with you all this morning. We 1,000 million % have to get better at getting people into licensing. Must. Because Lynette sent me a picture last night. I'll show you guys in a
Dan, you're muted.
I know my son is freaking out.
Oh, sorry.
Taylor ran out to the car, so he's not. I will put the other one on you, but you need to go find it. So Lynette sent me a picture last night. I'm gonna pull it up really quick. And let's see. Lynette. I don't want to tell you the wrong numbers. So we have 45 people that need to be registered for pre-licensing. That means that we are recruiting them and then getting off the Zoom call and hoping that they can figure out how to navigate something that they've never had to navigate before and figure out how to get into licensing themselves. Okay, that doesn't include any of Cassie's team. That is only our base shop. So Cassie, if you have anybody that's not in licensing yet, that is not included in that number. So my point right now to this, okay, we'll get socks then. My point to that right now, guys, is that we when you recruit somebody, as long as they can, you need to get them into licensing on the call or before they leave your presence. Okay. Just the mere fact of getting them into licensing, guys, will, if we can double the amount of people that we're getting into licensing, you will double the amount of people that you are licensing. If you're only recruiting 4 or 5 people a month, but you're getting 0 of them into licensing, how many licenses are you getting? 0. So how many recruits are you actually getting? 0. Right. So you need to be absolutely certain that on recruit calls, you get them into licensing. And like in your next meeting, if you, for whatever reason, cannot get them into licensing on that call, you need to, your next meeting with them needs to be like later that day to get them into licensing. Like, hey, I know you got to hop off right now. What time later today can we get together so I can finish getting you into licensing? Like, you treat it like it's the most important thing to do with them, because it is. Because if they don't get licensed, they cannot get paid. Right? So we collectively, myself included, like, I'm not perfect in this. I will be the first one to admit that. But we collectively must get better at getting people into licensing and then just coaching them through licensing. Okay? Like, if you're, and guys, another thing too, if you're on this call every morning, you need to be licensed. Like, and I'm not saying get off if you're not licensed, but what I am saying is, like, if you're on this call, like, you need to also be getting through your licensing like yesterday. Like, it should be #1 priority, because I'm teaching, like, going to teach you how to build your business, but literally none of building the business matters if you're not licensed. And so you need to make sure you're getting that done. And so I really want to challenge those of you that are not licensed to get your licensing exam scheduled today. Like, if you're not licensed right now and you even if you're like, Dan, I'm not ready. Awesome. I'm glad you're not ready. That means that you're going to study before you take it. So we're going to schedule it so that way you actually study and you get it done. And if you are licensed currently, I want you like, and you have a little bit of a team going on, you need to reach out to your team today, especially your directs, and you need to help them get into licensing if they are not. You can go into POL and you can look. You must 100% make sure that people are getting into licensing. Okay. Any questions on that, guys? Are you guys like running into issues getting people licensed, or are we just like closing the recruit, getting the recruit credit and then dipping out? Like are we just running out of time?
I'm in the process of getting licensed. I mean, I finished chapter 1 and I started chapter 2, but I've had a lot going on this week, so I haven't had time to actually study, but I am studying I am going through the chapters.
Oh yeah, you're good. I'm not like coming at anybody at all that's brand new and not licensing, or you don't have people that you're not field training yet. So you're good. Like just get through it as quick as you can. But like,
no, I am field training.
Yeah. You're running appointments for people?
No, not running appointments, but I have been recruiting. I've gotten
so somebody's running the appointments for you. And I'm talking to the people that are field training people. Like the ones that are running the appointments mostly. But you got to get through that though. Like get through it as quick as you can. I know life gets busy and things happen. But we just got to make sure if you're recruiting people, you got to make sure you get licensed. Otherwise, anything that they do doesn't matter for you financially at all. So we want to make sure that we're getting your license done. So, everybody else, guys, like if you're field training, if you're the one running the appointments, Ellie, and you said the latter. So you're running out of time on appointments to get people into licensing. Is that what you're saying?
I thought you were saying like just not doing it. It wasn't until like a couple of weeks, and I was down there with you that I actually started getting them through pre-licensing as well. Okay.
So like just going forward, guys, if you have time to take their $124, you have time to get them into licensing. Is that fair? If you have time to process their 124, you have time to get them into licensing. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Everyone should be in pre-licensing. The only exception is if they're like, hey, I gotta go pick up my kids. I gotta go back to work. I'm on break, whatever. Like if they have to end the call, obviously you can't stop that. But, do everything that you can to get them into licensing. It legitimately takes like 3 minutes. So it's super quick. So, all right. So I wanted to give you guys 10 minutes of just Q&A. What questions do you guys have? How can I help you? That type of stuff. And before I do that, hit the raise hand button. If you have any questions, how can I help you guys? If you have any questions, hit the raise hand button. However, before that, our next big event is on May 5th and 6th. So May 5th and 6th, it's in Lakeland, Florida, which is super close to Tampa. And I know we've got a handful of people currently that live in the Tampa area. Guys, May 5th and 6th, it's like $30, I think, for your ticket, or $25 for a ticket. It's a 2-day event. It's super important that we get here. I want to challenge you guys to make yourself available and come down here. Depending on where you're flying from Detroit to Tampa is not too expensive. It's like $150. Airbnb for the weekend's like $100. So I mean, a couple $100 to get down here. And guys, like it's going to be a life-changing event. I promise you guys, big events make a big difference. So I want to challenge you guys to figure out a way to get down here today. Don't figure out a way not to get down here. Don't come up with a million excuses as to why you can't come. Figure out how you can move the things around that are going to prevent you from coming so you can be here. It's super important that you get here. It's going to be a great event. I'm super excited for that. So get down here for that, guys. Tammy, what's going on? How can I help you?
Okay, so my new recruit, we can't get her in to POL. We can't get an email and stuff set up. So what am I supposed to do?
She didn't get a rep ID number, right?
No.
Yeah, so there is nothing that you can do to get her into licensing until she gets a rep ID number. So Tammy, do you know how to find somebody's rep ID number on POL if they have? She might not have it yet, but do you know how to find it?
No.
Okay, I will show you all right now. So let me move. Can you guys see my Zoom, my my Primerica
Yes.
Online homepage? Okay. So I always go to the Primerica app. This is like the mobile view. So this is going to take you, and you can do this from your phone too. You can just go to your app, but this is how I get there. There's a million ways you can find it, but this is, in my opinion, this is the easiest way. So y'all can go there a different way if you want to. Why is this not loading? Well, I'm just gonna hang tight for a second while this takes its time. Oh, perfect. Great. It stopped working unexpectedly. That's awesome. So here, we'll try a different way. So you can go to my POL, all apps for business. So log me out. What a day. This is amazing. Hang on. So once you get there, once you get logged in, Tammy, you can go to my POL, this tab right here, the second one over from the left, all apps for business. Basically everything in your Primerica business happens there. And then you can go to, I always forget if it's Recruit Manager or Recruit Tracker. We're just going to go to Recruit Tracker. I think that's the one it is. What's your person's last name?
It's like Hilder, Hilder. I'm saying that right?
Okay. Hilder, you said?
I believe so, yes.
She was brought on yesterday, correct?
Yes.
So, oh wait, I think I clicked on the wrong. Yeah, I clicked on the wrong thing. Hang on. So if you go to licensing specialist report, everybody's going to be in there, and I believe it comes up in the order that they were recruited, being most recent right here. Rebecca, is that her name?
Yes.
All right, so there's her rep ID, FCM9F.
I'm trying to work this thing through my iPhone, and I hate iPhones.
So if you like, so here, I'll show you too, guys. Like, look, you can look at this right here. So here, we'll go to let's go to just over a week ago. So Brittany Hammond is not currently registered. Ellie, I think she's on your team under Luke. I'm pretty sure I would reach out to her today, get her into licensing. She is not in licensing yet. But look at this, guys. So Suede in licensing, in actually studying too. Great job. Andrea Lord, an hour into studying. Julian is 3 minutes into studying. So like Cassie, he's on your team. I would give him a call and check. I don't know if you can see that or not. But Roxana, 4 hours. Tina, 24 minutes. Darnell, 10 minutes. Joe Johnson, 22. So you guys can see, like, and I'm not trying to like blast anybody, but you can see who is and who is not actually going through studying here too. So like here, I'll scroll way down here for a second. Because I'm not trying to like make anyone feel bad or anything like that. But like, so, okay, so here, okay, so Ryan, it's been 50 days and he's on the call right now, 34 hours and 13 minutes of studying. He's going to pass that simulated exam today. Like, so it doesn't need to take that long. Sometimes it does. That's fine. But like, we want to get, like, I want to find, let's see, like here, 10 hours, Amber Smith, like she should take her test. She's had a lot of life stuff and health concerns happen. Amy Wright through it, passed her exam. David Williams, licensed. Rocco didn't show up for his class. Nicole Rhodes didn't get into licensing. Anthony Smith didn't get into licensing. So it's just like, you can come on here, guys, and you can look at like, hey, all right, so Gary got started and he told me he's been studying and he's not, right? So it's like, okay, you've been studying for 6 minutes. You told me you're studying an hour a day. On my computer, it says 6 minutes. Like, what's going on with that, right? And you can also see, guys, the last time that they logged in. So and I'm not saying that you guys need to like try to pin people for not telling you the truth, but at the same time, like, our job is to hold them accountable to get them licensed, right? And so if somebody's in here and they haven't studied a minute and it's been a month since they got into pre-licensing, be like, dude, hey, what are you doing? Like, get on your licensing, like, get into your licensing, right? Like Renee, 8 hours and 22 minutes. The last time she studied was 2 days ago. So, I mean, she's good. She's like, I would say she's good. She's in that window. I don't know, Kevin, I don't know who that is, but 14 hours of studying, he should be ready to take his test right now. But it's been a week and a half. I could pretty much guarantee you that he's gone. Maybe not, but I would guess that if it's been a week and a half since he studied, he basically has to start over. So guys like you, with your people that you are working with, like you need to check them and be like, hey, look, like it's been 9 hours and 16 minutes and you haven't been in there for a week. Angie, this is one of your people. I would call her and be like, hey, what's going on? I saw you put like 10 hours into it and then we haven't done anything in the last week. How can I help? Guys, don't call them and be like, you're not studying. I know you're not studying. You're not telling the truth. Like that is not a good way to build a relationship with them. But it's like, hey, I noticed that you wanted to get licensed. You told me you wanted to get licensed. You haven't been on in a week. What's going on? How can I help you? Like, what's the roadblock? How can we navigate through this? And guys, you're paid based on the questions you ask and the problems you can solve, right? So someone's got some crap going on in their life and you're like, all right, cool. Well, let's figure out a plan to get you licensed, right? Let's figure out a plan to get you through it as quick as we can. And we have to work them through that. We gotta just help them get their license, get their exam done. So hopefully, Tammy, hopefully that was a little bit of a tangent from what you asked, but like you can go find all of their licensing or their rep ID numbers, and then you can also get them into licensing and through licensing and stuff through that. So what other questions do you guys have? Not this morning.
Oh, come on.
I'm letting them ask questions this morning. The only one that has a question is Tammy, nobody else. Everybody else is just looking at me. What's up, Amber? How are you?
Hi. So what would cause somebody to not get a rep ID right away? I thought those were like auto-generated when you fill out their IBA.
So typically, not always. So I don't think this was what happened yesterday with Tammy and Elian's person. But if you check yes on any of those 10 felony, financial, anything like that questions, it'll pretty much automatically not generate a rep ID number for them. And then also sometimes if as a company, we're recruiting a lot over the like the weekend, for instance. I think, Elian, I think this is what happened. If you're recruiting a lot over a certain period of time and they're issuing a lot of rep ID numbers, sometimes the system just gets behind. And it just can't I don't know, it's like a glitch, and I don't know how to explain it. It's like it kind of trips over itself and it doesn't issue a rep ID right away. But it does almost always does right away. And then, yeah, my mom just said if they've worked with Primerica in the past. So like when we re-signed up Josh, like we didn't know his rep ID number for like 4 days. We had to call and figure it out. So there's that as well. So typically though, I mean, it almost always issues right away. If there's no issues or anything like that, it almost always issues. But then sometimes it doesn't for no reason that we can figure out other than it just didn't. But that's rare. That like, I mean, I could tell you personally, I've recruited 4 people, probably close to 1,000 people in my career in Primerica. And I could tell you, I could probably count on both hands, if not one hand, how many times it hasn't issued a rep ID number. So it's very few and far between, but yeah. So if it doesn't, then you just tell them, hey, check your email in a couple hours. You should have it. And then let me know and we'll get you plugged into it.
Same thing, destroy a policy.
I'm not destroying a policy. It's 8:20. So we're going to be leaving in a second. So what other questions do you guys have? Josh, were you about to say something? I thought you were about to say something a second ago.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say in defense of Rocco Cross, he actually is. I accidentally signed him up for the class. That's why he didn't show up. He still did it. He's still focusing on his online licensing, from what I've heard from Marissa.
Okay, awesome. I would definitely get in touch with him and just check and make sure he's doing that. So, guys, if you have a team today, I need you guys to get with them, make sure they're all in licensing, help them get into licensing. If they're not, go into your recruit manager and check on them. Where are they? Hey, dude, you haven't been in licensing. It's been a month. What's going on? It's been a week. I'm virtually guaranteeing you that if they got outside of 7 days of getting into their licensing, they're pretty much not going to go through it. I'm just being honest with you. Like it tells you the last time they logged in. If it's more than a week ago, like you should look at that as if it's a fire and you are a fire truck. Like you need to go and put the fire out, figure out what's going on. If it's what I try to tell the people that I'm working with is like, you need to study 30 minutes to an hour every day. And then you'll be ready in a week. Everybody doesn't do that. So like, if I have somebody that's not doing that, I'll just tell them like, all right, cool. Like At least we're doing a little bit every other day. Don't go 2 days without studying, and we need to get this thing scheduled. So just urgency behind getting your people into licensing and through licensing. And I promise, like, if you're on this call right now and you can hear my voice and you bring people on the team and you get them plugged into licensing every single time, your income will grow. I promise. But if you're just recruiting people and throwing crap against the wall and hoping it sticks, that's not good. Like, it's not going to stick. I promise. So, all right, guys, have an awesome day. Put in the redemption Telegram. What are you closing today? So how many recruits buy how much premium, how many kitchen tables? And then if you don't have any appointments on the books, how many appointments are you going to set, guys? I'll talk